YouTube page. So, mistake, not a mistake, maybe an Easter egg here, maybe it's where LeBron's going. Stephen A., is this gaffe something or nothing?
Nothing. Not, in my opinion, nothing. That's an honest mistake. You know, every team has to prepare. The second LeBron James announced where he's going, if you're the team that he picks, you better be prepared with something immediately for public consumption. And that to me is all that it was. With LeBron and how close to the vest he holds things, that's why I didn't take Steve Kerr seriously when he was caught at some stoplight talking to people saying LeBron's coming, put it on Twitter and stuff like that, because obviously it's a decision that LeBron wants to make, and it's a decision that he wants to reveal. He doesn't want somebody else doing that. And so for Steve Kerr to say something like that, that's something that Steve Kerr wouldn't do if he was serious of that. And that's something the Miami Heat wouldn't do, because that LeBron wouldn't want that either. And so because of that, that's why I say it's just an honest mistake, and that's how I look at it. It's stuff like that. It happens. It shouldn't, but nobody's flawless. Things happen from time to time. And I think, Wendy, this was just one of those times.
It says a lot more about us as sports consumers and content creators than it does about the Heat, because we're in this point right now where there's this dearth of information on the sports calendar, and there's this really kind of an irresponsible frothing at the mouth on this LeBron stuff. First off, I'll give a free piece of consulting to all the teams who think they're going to sign LeBron. There's not going to be an introductory press conference. You don't got to get it ready. After not 5, not 6, not 7, LeBron's done with introductory press conferences. He didn't do one when he came back to Cleveland. He didn't do one when he came to Los Angeles. And if he does one, it's going to be on his platforms. It's not going to be an open thing that you're going to have. So you don't got to worry about creating stuff like that. And I promise you, I swear to all the people out there, I know that there's this unquenchable desire to know. I know that the league is somewhat frozen right now. I know that there's an assumption about things. Stephen A., I am talking to players and the teams involved. I'm talking to owners. I'm talking to everybody in the league all day long. Nobody knows.
So am I.
I know it's an unsatisfactory answer, and I'm not saying that somebody might not say something that ends up being partially based in some sorts and ends up being right, but I'm telling you, nobody knows. LeBron is going through his own process this time. It's possible he's made a decision, Courtney, in the last 10 minutes, and people actually know right now, and they can say, I knew beforehand, but I am telling you, I swear, I promise you, this is not based on what Adam Silver said in an interview. It's not based on anything. He hasn't made up his mind, and nobody knows but him what he's doing. It's unsatisfying, and it's true.
All right. Wendy is 1,000% correct. Not to remind everybody, but I am the one that broke the story about him taking his talents to South Beach back in 2010. I'm hearing the same thing. Everybody says he doesn't know. But here's the important thing to point out. LeBron has earned the right to take his time and make the decision. Do I suspect he knows? Sure. But the point is that if he says he doesn't know, there's no reason to not believe him at this particular moment in time. And here's the reason why. There's some intriguing opportunities out there. Minnesota is supposedly not in his top 3. Minnesota has Ant-Man. Ant-Man with LeBron James, that ain't something bad to watch. When you look at the Philadelphia 76ers, that's Jaylen Brown there now, with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, with a Joel Embiid that you're praying he's at least 50% ready come playoff time. LeBron James in Philadelphia, that's a damn good situation. Golden State, well, the babyface assassin, the greatest shooter God has ever created, still looking like a superstar, is there for LeBron James. You talk about 20 points different from 27, 26, 25 points to 20 points a game last season. How much you want to make a bet his assist total will go up significantly if he were in Golden State throwing the basketball at that brother? How about that? That's an option. Oh, by the way, do you understand, Courtney and Wendy, that LeBron James after practice or after a game could hop on a jet and be back in LA in 45 minutes Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand that I'm from Queens, New York? And I spent the vast majority of my young life taking an hour and a half traveling on New York Transit to get to work or to get to school. You understand? When I went to Thomas Edison High School in Queens, New York, it took me an hour and 15 minutes every morning to get to school. When I went to college, it took me, and I worked in the city, it took an hour and a half to get to the city, the bus to the E or the F train. Okay, 45 minutes is nothing. In LA traffic, sometimes it'll take you 45 minutes just to get from Brentwood to the facility. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. 45 minutes ain't nothing. So for him to be in Golden State, you near your family. Or he could go back to South Beach with Giannis as his teammate, with a familiar territory in the Hall of Fame coach in Eric Spoelstra and a Hall of Fame executive in Pat Riley. Or he could go home. These are big-time options. It's not an easy decision. He's got to make sure that wherever he goes, he's going to be happy for the next couple of years, because I believe he wants to play a full 25 years in the NBA, 25 seasons. He wants to play.
I believe you're right
century.
too.
I think
Yep,
that's his
I
target.
believe that's right.
And then he's going to walk away, right?
Agreed.
So the next 2 years of his life, this is likely his last move. He wants to make sure. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing wrong with it. He's got a bevy of options, but most importantly, it's a bevy of good options. He has to make sure he does his best to choose the best one. Whatever time he needs, he's earned the right to take that time and to make the best decision for himself. I got no problems with it.
Well, we're going to need you to channel some of that 2010 energy, Stephen A. If you do get tipped off on where he's going, do like you did back then.
I could care less.
Tip us off here
Wherever
on
he
First
goes,
Thing about
he
10
goes.
days
I could care
beforehand.
less.
Courtney, I didn't believe him in 2010.
No.
I didn't believe.
On his own with Steph Castle and Dylan Harper, and has probably told the San Antonio Spurs, let's not do that. Let's do it this way. Giannis hasn't done that. There's no way that Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra and the entire organization is going after LeBron without the blessing of Giannis. So I think LeBron is smart enough to know that, and that's the recruitment, that they're going after him in the first place. No, Giannis doesn't have to call every single day or send voice notes to Rich Paul, as Shams Charania reported. That doesn't need to happen. LeBron knows.
Okay. Kirk, how do you see it? Should
It
LeBron
better
be pitching him? Or Giannis be pitching LeBron?
It better happen. Giannis better get uncomfortable if he's trying to get LeBron James. Look, we're in the moment right now where LeBron James wants to feel loved, okay? And he wants his flowers. And I'm not talking about from the entire basketball world. I'm talking about from his peers. We're talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of the greatest power forwards to ever play the game of basketball.